All right, welcome back. Last month, we explored Jaspersoft's power in powerful design capabilities. Now, we'll take the next step today, maximizing the impact of your report and dashboards through precise and scalable delivery. So this webinar will deep dive into Jaspersoft delivery and distributions options, showing you how to get the right reports to the right users in the right format and within the right application, whether you need to embed, schedule, or integrate via APIs. This webinar is being recorded, and we encourage any questions to be posted in the Q&A sections in the Zoom controls. You can probably find at the top of your screen. I'm Raphael Peguet, Solution Engineer at Jaspersoft, and delighted to be your host today and to present Jaspersoft through some slides and live demos. So yes, today I will present the key Jaspersoft delivery capabilities. So we'll look through an overview of those options, and then we'll deep dive into each of them, whether you want to distribute to the secured reporting portal, whether you want to embed into your analytics. I think a good third of the audience today is interested in that category, but also automated distributions or API driven delivery. I have presentations for each of those and a demo. So we'll have 4 demos today. Busy agenda, but it should run within an hour. So Jaspersoft empowers you to precisely control the secure delivery of any report, dashboard, or analytics content at scale. We at Jaspersoft ensure the right information reaches the right user in their preferred format and within the right application context. So this is done through our 4 pillars, the 4 options. Jaspersoft provides unparalleled flexibility in how you deliver reports to the users. We have over 25 years of existence, and throughout this existence, we've improved each of these options. So first, direct access. So Jaspersoft comes with a reporting portal, which offers a secure, white-labeled, and interactive environment with robust user and data security. For seamless integrations, in the second option, you can seamlessly and deeply embed reports into your application using the visualize.js, so that's the JavaScript API, the HTTP API, so some people may know it as an iframe, the REST API, or even custom Java code. For automated delivery, Jaspersoft allows for scheduled distributions and provides powerful features like report bursting, splitting, and alerts. And for maximum control, Jaspersoft comes with API access that allows you to directly manage report execution, server administrations, and more, bypassing the user interface, so you can run it from your script, from your application, from anywhere. So first, the reporting portal. Jaspersoft reporting portal delivers key capabilities for effective report access. It comes with a comprehensive user interface to meet diverse needs, from viewing reports and dashboards to filtering, zooming, searching through a report, or even drilling through a report or dashboard into another report or another dashboard. The reporting portal also comes with interactive viewer for dynamic data visualization, and it is generally a modern web-based design for optimal usability and supports teams for complete white labeling to align with your brand identity. So let's look at the reporting portal in our first demo. All right, so this is my Jasper report server. I'm running it locally here on my VM. I can make it a little bit bigger, and I can choose my local. We can add any locals and time zones. So I'm based in Europe, so I'll keep the Europe time zone. I'll log in as a demo user. That's the habit of logging with administrator use. And as a demo user, you see the difference now. We have a default homepage, so that's the administrator use homepage with shortcuts. We have a dashboard. So that's one way of delivering reports and dashboards with the reporting portal. We can welcome the user with their own dashboards, with their own data. And you can see dashboards come with interactive charts, with capabilities to drill into the data. I can look into the Canada data and look into sales and top 5 brands for my customers here. I've added even more KPIs on the right with my top customers, and I can actually drill into these top customer, which brings me to a customer report with my customer Ida Rodriguez that I've just selected. And from here I can that's what I was mentioning, the report viewer. So we can interact with this report. It's a multi-page report. I can zoom in, zoom out. That's important when I'll need to embed it. I can search this report and I can change data in input control. So if I want to look at my Mary Francis, so drill into this one for a specific customer, but I can change it, look at a different one. And this is interactive. So this means that not only I can look at the data, change the input control, the values, but I can also change the way the data are presented to me. For example, the spider chart here, not very relevant, I believe, not easy to read. I would prefer a different chart types, and there's many chart types available directly to the interface. I'll select the simple column chart here. I think that will be enough. I can also interact with my table. I don't need to export these to Excel. It's possible to export to Excel or XLSX or different formats. I can directly change here whether I want to see a column or not, whether I want a column to be resized, whether I want to change the formatting. I can change the formatting to a conditional formatting on the detail rows where any values greater or equal to $5 here in my sales column will be highlighted with dark green background. And this of course applies to any pages on my report. Once I'm happy with this report, I can save this into my repository. And as a demo user, I can save it in this is a secured repository. So I have a dedicated report folder here where I can save my custom report. Excellent. And I can schedule this report. So we'll look into the scheduling capabilities, but as I view this report, I can directly schedule this report to run. Maybe we'll start a simple schedule job that runs every 5 minutes. We'll just do that only about 10 times for the duration of this presentation. I will select a parameter as an input control, so I can pick my favorite customer, Mary Francis. In the output, I'll select the name of the file. I can keep by default the format of export. Maybe I want this in PowerPoint presentation, and the output repository. So these reports can optionally be saved to the Jaspersoft repository. So I'll leave this activated, but I can also add it and save it to a local FTP server and support different protocols, so you can access any of your FTP servers. And I can also, or I can enable or disable any as I'd like, send this to my customer. So maybe Mary Francis would like her report at her own company email. And I will just say your customer report. And I will include the report file as an attachment. So the PDF document I selected and the PowerPoint file is going to be attached to the email body. And instead of the message, I will include the HTML report in the email body as well. On the right, I can define some notifications for administrator of this scheduled job. So I know when this report is successfully sent by email or when there is a failure, and can even include stack traces. All right, let's save this. This one runs every 5 minutes. Customer report schedule. And now my report runs. All right, that's a lot of things from drilling into this report, but I can close it. And that brings me back to my dashboard. I also have shortcuts to different dashboards. I can look into inventory metrics, look into more visualization and charts, and I can enable, disable some of the data. Same for my pie charts. Oh, I'm getting my emails. We'll look at these later on. So that's the email sent from my scheduled job. And I even have drilling capabilities. So I can even drill into different websites, like public pages, like Wikipedia for Vancouver. Of course, if I want to highlight, I can look into my scatter chart. All right, so that's presentation of the web interface with Jasper Report Portal. So we've seen a secured reporting user interface. It's all web-based for design, to allow accessibility and convenience. It's a platform that's white labeled to match your brand. So I put a little bit of green there as opposed to the default blue that we have. And it includes interactive viewer, interactive dashboards. And for those of you who actually attended last month's webinar, you probably also know that this is the platform to design reports and dashboards. Next, we'll look into the second option of delivering content from Jaspersoft is through your application. So embedding capabilities. And that's actually very powerful, but at the same time, it's quite critical to take content from one application, Jaspersoft here, and to put it into your own application. So over the years, we've developed different mechanisms to make it fast, scalable, and secured. So you can embed capabilities to integrate key analytic content within your application, such as standard reports for personal needs, ad hoc views for user-driven data exploration, or rich data dashboards for visual data summaries. So I have a demo for you on this as well. I'll come back to my virtual machine and I'll look into different applications. We have actually in Jaspersoft the demo.jaspersoft.com platform where you can find different sample applications such as the Urban Roast. Urban Roast is an application we've created quite a few years ago when we actually released the JavaScript API, first version of it, probably nearly 10 years ago. And this is actually only HTML pages with some JavaScript and CSS to make a page. And you can see we've embedded content here. So images, so that's not Jaspersoft, but we've embedded a table. And if you can see the scroll bar, as I scroll down, then more data gets loaded. Yeah, here I go. So I can look into all the ingredients in my database here. And basically, we imagined a very simple platform here where we can select type of coffee and order ingredients so that we can run a cafe and have the right ingredients if I want to serve 1,000 Americanos. And I can also ask for 1,000 Irish coffees and different iced coffee ingredients. I can maybe put a bit of milk. And as I do that, you've noticed that my report actually dynamically changed. And this wouldn't be easy to do that with an iframe. All of it is integrated nicely. That's only possible because we use the JavaScript API. And as I'm doing this, adding the ingredients for my coffee cups, I have this little notification here adding up as well. And that allows me to actually have a full summary of the order form. Probably I can make it a bit bigger, resize. And I can see in detail as a HTML page here, my reports that I can then print and send to my delivery company. I only have 2 pages, so it will only show the 2 pages, and I can export it into a PDF document or different formats. So if it's allowed, I can export this. Yes. Another application is the bike share. So now we went the next step, and we actually built a full React and Node.js application, trying to make it more realistic. This is also runs on demo.jaspersoft.com, so this is public. So if you actually use it yourself, we have different pop-ups that explains how we built it and why we built it. So this is important because this shows also data governance. I'm now logging as manager of the Bay San Francisco area. All right, that works. I know it's pretty quick, so. Okay, and here we've embedded, so with data governance, we've embedded specific data about my manager on bike availabilities in bike stations. And we've actually taken the data from Jaspersoft, whether it's the name of the cities or the number of bikes that needs to be tracked because they are broken or lost. And we printed that into a map that's not a Jaspersoft component. So we took an external map as a JavaScript file, and then we've blended it with the content from Jaspersoft. So quite powerful. We also created different KPIs with Jaspersoft and charts. So now they are embedded nicely into my application, and I can drill into these. I can also drill into data in my map, and I can see different bike stations that are in need. I can look into the one in Hubbard Street and 16th, and I can send a driver here and make it the next stop. So I'm interacting with the data that comes from Jaspersoft, but as I'm doing something, it's still stored in my application back, and now Jaspersoft updates automatically and puts that dot on the map in the right color, in orange in this case, because I want this to be the next stop of my driver. Now, if I log out and I log back in as a driver, the driver will have a notification. Probably it's going to be on a tablet or a smartphone, so probably a smaller screen. And I can center it. And on a smaller screen, now the data is being displayed into one column, so it's web responsive. And I can see in my report from Jaspersoft again, then the 2 stations being done and completed for today, but the third one, the Hubble Student 16th, now are marked as high, and they are on the next stop. So I can drive there on my map, give me indications, I can check in, validate that there is indeed the number of bikes as expected, and fix the bikes. And now everything updates. I have directions for the next stop, and I have my Hubble Student 16, which is marked as done. I have my reports being sent every 5 minutes. It's good for time tracking. All right, so we've looked into the embedding needs. So now the reports, the dashboards were visible and embedded within different applications. We've seen with simple HTML application and more advanced uh, uh, React and Node.js application, but any application that supports JavaScript. So any modern application can seamlessly embed reports and analytics. The interactivity with JavaScript remains, so there is still an interactive viewing experience for the end user, and it's secured and scalable. We support secure token, and the with the data governance, which is built in Jaspersoft, we can only show the right data to the right user. All right, so that's option 1 and 2. Let's now look into the schedule distribution. Jaspersoft schedule distributions provides a comprehensive suite of features. It allows for automated report delivery, so scheduled delivery with flexible scheduling options to meet various needs. It offers diverse delivery and storage option. As we've seen, there's a FTP, local repository. There was also the option of local folder within the virtual machine running Jaspersoft, but also sending notifications. And it includes self-service user interface for end-user scheduling, as well as REST API for programmatic control. There's a master scheduler for administrator. So an administrator can look at all the scheduled jobs that are being delivered. It supports 10 different export formats, optional archive copies in the repository, delivery via file system, FTP, SFTP, or email. And essentially, scheduling empowers both end users and administrator to securely automate report delivery. And that can go quite far, as you'll see. So let's look into our scheduled reports that we've scheduled earlier. I have this little local application that simulates an SMTP server, so I can catch any report that has been sent to any email address. So I will see my Mary Francis at company.com received this email with the subject, specific date, and I have the 7 pages here embedded, blended into my report. But I can do more than that. I can, if I come back to my server, I'll log out, and now I can log back in as an administrator. And if I navigate to my repository, I have customer invoice that takes customer name as an entry. And so I can see now the water and electricity bills for my customer, Jeanne Derry. She lives in Washington, state of Washington in the USA. I have her email. And that's quite nice. I can schedule as I did earlier with my customer report, but it only takes one value as an input control. What would be extremely powerful would be if I could look at all the customers I have in my database, and on a specific day of the month, maybe the 12th of the month, I want to send the specific invoice for the previous month to the entire list. And if I have, as I did here in my database, if I have 1,000 users or customers, then I would need to create 1,000 scheduled jobs. So that's a lot. Instead of that, we support report bursting. And to do that, I've created a bursting report. So you can see the file types. It's a bursting report. And this report actually is the master report that looks through all the customers and their emails, and then triggers the customer invoice to be sent by email. So everything is configured in that report, so that my bursting now is triggered. And as soon as I do that, you can see that already my first email is being sent from contact@tempowaterandelectricity.com, and it's the February tempo invoice. And I've limited here to 25 my first 25 customers. So I can look into my paper-cut application. I now have all these reports being sent. And I can see, for example, here it's Jose Thompson. He lives in the USA. In between, I have my customer reports. I have some of them. They live in Canada, for example, Steve Staggs here. And they all have, well, pretty much the same data. I don't have enough data for the bills, but I have a custom invoice being sent to each of them now as a specific email. For those who attended the January webinar, you probably recognize the invoice. That's the report we also use to run 10,000 reports in 5 minutes with the microservices solution of Jaspersoft. Also a little bit, we have these recorded, so you can review these webinars as well. So with scheduling, Jaspersoft allows for automated report delivery. So that's a flexible delivery option. We can do so simple scheduling, but also advanced with report bursting and alerts. And I just remember I could have shown one more thing in the schedule. So I go back to my invoice. We allow for more advanced scheduling. So for calendar invoice, we probably want to schedule on a specific day of the month. So I mentioned the 12th. So that's the 12th at a specific time, maybe 2 a.m. Everyone gets it in the morning. So different options for scheduling. And it empowers users and admins. And we'll look at it with the next option, because with the API access now, I want to show you how to trigger a scheduled job using APIs without using the user interface I've just shown. So that fourth option, the API access, Jaspersoft. So here, Jaspersoft provides a robust API access for extensive integration. The APIs are built with web standards, scalability, and security in mind. We have the visualizer.js, so the JavaScript API. So that's the most used API by our customer base when it comes to embedding, analytics, and reports. But we also support HTTP API, so the iframes, REST API, and more. So Jaspersoft has truly API first approach in its developments as we develop our solutions. So now let's schedule our invoice bursting. So I ran that bursting report and I got these 25 customers. But what if I want now to automate the bursting so that every month these invoices are sent to my emails, to my customers by email with their own custom report for the specific data of the previous month. And I only want to hear from it if there's an issue, if there is maybe an email not being sent or a report being empty. So I'm going to come back to my, I do have many notifications. So I'll come back to my virtual machine here, and I will open common solution. It's not Jaspersoft, Postman, that tests the API. So Jaspersoft, as I mentioned, has API first approach. So we support a wide range of services that are enabled through API. So whether it's that's my 10 reports. So whether it's logging into the solution or running a report synchronously, asynchronously, or even creating a scheduled job. So this is what I've done here. So that's REST v2 job service. And here I can pass in my parameters username and password in clear. I didn't enable token-based authentication. And in my body, I defined how I want this report to be run. So I have the I already ran this request body. How do I go back? In the body, I defined, this is not my body. A query. Okay, that must be my body. I defined how I want to name the file, the time zone, the folder URI of destination. So the reports are being sent in and printed into a local folder in the repository. You can put that and write that in XML or JSON format. Somehow this Postman application changed it to XML. But this is the same information. We won't override the files, and the reports unit is actually this monthly bursting invoice, the bursting report I mentioned. We run it every month on the 12th of the month at 3:30 a.m. on a monthly base. And the username is Jasper admin running this report. So now if I run this, oh. Base output file. Okay, this part of the demo doesn't work. Why? I tested that just before. Actually, there was a 200 before I opened this, so maybe that's the authentication. We should be authenticated. All right, let's jump back into the server because it didn't work. But one important thing here is the schedules and alerts monitoring. And here we can see actually the previous report bursting that I've triggered with my API. It's the same thing on the 12th of the month. And that I run monthly. I can actually review how it was created. So 3:30 a.m. Maybe it actually did work. There's no parameter. And as the option, I have this. Maybe that's why it didn't work. I need to have HTML. No, okay. And I have a local file being stored and no notification. So I'm just running this bursting report. And it will run every month, and then it will trigger each invoice to be sent by email. And I also can see the one I created earlier on my customer detail report. All right. So with the API access, we've seen we can, that's the part I was looking for. We can manage direct report execution, server administration, scheduling reports without having to access directly the web interface of Jasper Report Server. So remotely, we can trigger this report to be executed regularly every minute or every month, as we've seen. All right, so we have about 20 minutes for answering questions. All right, so securely securing the PDF. So Jaspersoft allows, yes, to secure a PDF. So when you send a PDF, the PDF can be password protected, for example. How can I set up web application for Jaspersoft? We have actually a quick, and I'll mention that in the next slide, quick trial that you can test. So that's an easy way to start running Jaspersoft, and we have instructions on building your first, connecting to your data, building your first reports and dashboards. And we have questions on where to view the webinars from last month, from January. So yes, these are, I think, these answers are shared with everyone. So you have the link from Thomas here. Dr. Jaspersoft office hours. That's yes. And if you don't find these resources, you can also always reach out to us as well. Yes, we do have more questions. Okay, very good. Can you show us the email delivered to the client? Yes. Maybe I went a bit quickly, but in this is the an SMTP application. So it simulates your mailbox pretty much. And in this presentation, I scheduled the customer report. So it was sent from Jasper server. So I have this standard email, and it was sent to mailfrancis@company.com. So that's what I scheduled. So then the email she would have received is this report with customizations I created through the interface. And I scheduled for it to run several times. So she received several times with the same data. And then I have my bursting. So now for Esther Bailey, I have it's still being scheduled. For Esther Bailey, we have this water and invoice for February. And because I'm using a bursting report here, all this information can be dynamically created. So February comes from the fact that I'm looking at the data for February to fill this report. And that's going to be true for all the customers. So I have William here, Richter, Vilma Peterson, Esther, and I see the little file here. I didn't find how to use this papercut SMTP to test it, but that's the PDF version of that report that's being also attached to this email. And I have generated for the 25 customers all these February tempo invoices. That's just an example for my demo. So yes, you can try Jaspersoft. That's the commercial edition. So that's everything Jaspersoft does. So everything I've shown here is available for free for 30 days. You can run it locally on any environment. Jaspersoft runs on Windows, Mac, Linux. It's easy enough to install once you have Java 8. And it includes, you can run the server. We have also Jaspersoft Studio for designing templates. We have Jasper Reports IO, the microservices of Jaspersoft. And these additional features and benefits. So you can try the multi-tenancy, and with the commercial editions, then once you sign in with Jaspersoft, there's 24/7 support, product warranties, and more, all the support of Jaspersoft behind. While working with the scheduled job, if we face any issue, how we can communicate with you? Is there any support? Yes. So with Jaspersoft Commercial Edition, it comes with full, 24/7 or 24/5, depending on the level of support you're requiring and urgency of the issue. But yes, you have full support, and we provide patches for critical issues, for security, especially security issues. Then we provide patches. And then we have dedicated professional services team. We call it customer success to deliver custom training, the workshops, and on-demand, any on-demand questions, how to integrate with my single sign-on, things like this. They can help you. Very good. So if you want to stay in touch, as you trying Jaspersoft, I see a good 50% of the audience is planning to try Jaspersoft. If you have any questions, jaspersoft.com/contact us, and we'll start working with you on your project and helping you with the technical questions, but also the license model. Yes, so unless you have a commercial license, so the question is on training and support. If you have a commercial license with us, you have a direct access to support.tipco.com. And if you don't have a license with us, the community.jaspersoft.com, you may know it's a platform for our community users, but also that includes any uh, any documentations for commercial or community edition solutions. So you can find a lot of answers there as well. So sometimes searching on Google will give you answer with support, and if you need more, then we have the support as I mentioned. Um, Someone has Kim now about Jaspersoft Web Studio. So yes, it's Jaspersoft Web Studio or Jasper Report. Web Studio is not available as a open source community edition, so you need a license for it. And when you have a license, you have unlimited use of Jasper Report Web Studio. Okay. See another question here. Is the bursting features going to be enhanced to support larger message? So I would imagine that there's a limitation here that I'm not aware of. So generally, enhancement features can be logged to our support portal. So we can review whether maybe there's something we can do immediately and help you now with the current solution, or fill in an enhancement request and then letting you know when this is implemented in our solution. Thank you for the question. So yes, if you are looking into purchasing the commercial license, we are answering in the chat. You can look at the link here on my screen, jaspersoft.com/contact us, and we will follow up. Okay. We have a very specific limitation in terms of message uh, size of the message we can put in a scheduled job. Okay. So we'll probably need to bring that up to engineering and product management. I didn't know. 2,263 characters is the maximum. Well, my report, actually, my PDF is images and HTML content is probably more than 2,000 characters. So maybe if we turn it into HTML content, the message can be larger. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Have a good day. Bye, everyone.